Now, with that said, I don't know about a comment in the baga baga in my comment section. Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and of course, subscribe to the channel. Alright, so trackies, lots and lots and lots of excitement happening over the weekend. Yeah, I was being drawn in every direction possible, even losing track of the world lead when it comes to the men's and women's 60 meters. That's so much action was happening, coming in thick and fast, but guess what? It's the sport of track and field, the ultimate sport, and I enjoyed every moment of it, or I am enjoying every moment of it. But on the heels of such phenomenal performances, trackies, you know what? My brain has gotten to turning over. Right, and I have a lot of thoughts as it relates to the upcoming week. Now, track is the first thing I'm going to touch on is the men's 60-meter entry list that comes up at the New Balance Grand Prix on February the 4th. That will be on Sunday. Yes, so that race comes up, and on it, quite a few big guns are, scheduled to line up. But before I get into anything, and I was laughing, I'm about to say something controversial. So, my American track is it is the season, or this is the season, right? It is track season, and of course we are going to have the rivalry. The rivalry has returned. It is friendly, as you can see, because I'm laughing. So it's friendly, but at the end of the day it's a rivalry, right? So for sure I'll be repping JA 100% as hard as I can. And of course, I expect you all to do the same for your athletes and, anybody else that's from any other country that has participants, in the events that I'll be covering, then sure, why not go off in the comment section and let me know who you believe is the best and who you believe will stand on top. All right, so let's start. So track is, we saw Akeem Blake over the weekend run a phenomenal 6.49 seconds to open his season, looking good from start to finish. Epic, epic, epic run trackies. And on the heels of that, I'm looking at the lineup for, again, the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. Now, I'm just going to go over who is here. And of course, I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all can see, and then we can continue. So in this lineup, we have the world 100 meters and 200 meter champion, Noah Lyles. Yes, so Noah Lyles takes to the track. Also, Akeem Blake, as I said, lines up here. Then, of course, Fred Curley lines up in this, and I'm going to get to Fred Curley. Interesting things here from him. Then also in the lineup, Hakeem Sani Brown, and then Ronnie Baker, United States. Hakeem is from Japan, and then Brandon Cranes. All of these people are from America that I'm going to say after this. So Brandon Carnes, I should say, America. Josephus Lyles, American. JT Smith, American. Kendall Williams, American. Demek Kemp, American. And we have Matt Lewis from Puerto Rico. So that's pretty much how the lineup will be, providing, we don't have any withdrawals by the time the meet rolls around, or maybe add a few more names. As it gets closer, then I may give another look at it. But if there's no change, then, it is what it is. We're going to the meet excited and expectant, right? So with that said, trackies, I believe that this is going to be a big, big clash. But guess what? I believe Jamaica's Akeem Blake is going to walk everybody in this race. Yes, I said it. I said it, and I will not take it back. I stand 10 toes deep that Akeem Blake is going to demolish the field here. Now, why am I saying that? Well, okay, let's look at the bigger names in this field that you're probably expecting to, stand out here. So one, of course, there's Noah Lyles, and there's Fred Curley, there's Ronnie Baker, and I would say at this particular point, probably Demet Kemp based on most recent performances, right? So I would say those would probably be the athletes that everybody's looking forward to, including Akeem Blake, that they believe will stand, on the closer end to the front, right? So with that said, trackies, Noah Lyles has opened the season so far. Typical Noah style, not the best of starts, and fighting his way through to the finish line. 6.63 seconds. That's what we've seen so far. But we know Noah Lyles, you know what I mean? He's confident. He's a confident fellow, right? Confident in his craft. So he'll just win just by standing there and intimidating everybody else on the started line. Hopefully, Akeem does not get intimidated. I don't believe he can get intimidated this year. He looks so sturdy this year. But anyway, so that is Noah Lyles. Then, of course, there's Fred Curley. There's a big question mark over his head. Why? Because, Fred Curley has never ran this race before. So I see the Americans talking him up to say, well, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. Fred Curley is going to come through for the win. I'm like, nah. You know what I mean? This is the 60. We're not talking about the 100 meters here where there's room to, get back from a quote unquote error, right? And I don't believe Fred Curley, has a finish as like how you see a Noah will have a finish in that 100. So if he makes a blunder early on, even though he has a faster personal best over the 100-meter distance, I don't think you can just necessarily just walk back from that over the 60, right? So with that said, yeah, I'm not really seeing him challenging Akeem Blake, but let us see. Right, Ronnie Baker now. He's a man that has run 6.40 so far in his career, but he's not in that shape in recent years. His best so far for the season though is 6.4. 6.60 seconds is his best so far for the season. So even though he's a really good 60-meter athlete, for the moment he's not really showing signs of that greatness. So I'm not necessarily seeing him challenge again the top spot, and top spot being number 1, right? And then I'm also looking at Demet Kemp. He's would be, as far as I'm concerned, the fastest American. Yes, he is the fastest American in this race so far. 6.55 seconds so far this year, right? So he is in the lineup, and I expect him to have a good placing in this race. So track is, with that said, right? I've pointed out to you that one, some of the athletes, even though may have a faster PB than Akeem Blake, as it stands so far this year, they're not really showing signs of that. And for those who have opened their season already, they're still not close to that 6.49 that Akeem Blake ran. No, I know some of y'all are going to get in the comment section and say, well, Akeem Blake ran that time outdoors. Well, the last time I checked, World Athletics has made some changes, to their rules apparently when it comes to the 60 meters and also the field events indoors, right? So when it comes to the field events, and because I've seen the same thing for like the high jump, I was looking at it, right? So when it comes to those events, it's the same thing deadpan straight across the board. So whatever you run outdoors is the same thing indoors, right? And the same thing for the jumps and the throws. So with that said, trackies, as it stands right now, that 6.49 is would have been the world lead if somebody else didn't run faster. So we have somebody else that has gone faster indoors. He's from Cuba. He has run 6.48 seconds, so 1/100th of a second faster than Akeem Blake, but still one of the fastest times in the world so far. So I'm expecting Akeem Blake to turn up and demolish now, this race. And as far as I'm concerned, when I look at Akeem Blake's execution over that 60 meters on the weekend, he didn't look like, he was dying when he got to 60, or let's say straining then. Let's put it that way. Not dying, but straining. He looked like he was just getting into his running. So this is a much stronger Akeem Blake. And why do I know this is a much stronger Akeem Blake? Because this is a Akeem Blake that will be taking up the 200 meters this season. So you know what that means? He's been doing those background runs over those 400 meters, those millions of 400 meters that you have to do in background training just to get prepared for the 200 meters. Yes, he has been doing that. So he'll be much stronger this season over the flat 100-meter event when they get outdoors as well. So trackies, don't be mistaken and think that, okay, well, this is just a 60, Akeem is going to fizzle out. No. We're getting a much stronger Akeem Blake this season. And for this 60, for me, this is definitely his race. And I believe he's going to, as I said, walk everybody. Walk everybody in this race. But y'all trackies can sound off in the comment section below, of course, and let me know your thoughts. Based on the lineup, who do you think takes the win? Of course, like the video and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.